All right, this is some vegetable bed that we have sown. These are sweet pepper, but we noticed a lot of them hatch, but they weren't prospering. So we take careful note and we come tonight and we are here and this is what we found. That something is cutting, so whatever cut that is pulling it down in the ground to eat it. So we know it's something looking like a cricket. You can see where the edge, where is it? You see where the edge is on that one? Is being bitten. Alright, so we saw a lot of tomato, only one of them we see come up. Over there, but nothing hatches because the parasite or the pest is going wild. So we just mix up some malaton and throw in the bed. So we're going to water it now. Alright, over on this side we had some cabbage. So all of this here was sown with cabbage and they came up, but only a few left because as soon as they hatch, alright, now look inside here, you see now some termites, because what we are using is the fowl dung and chicken poop, chicken dodo mixed with the shavings. So the termites are there, so they too will devour the seeds. So what you notice now is that they are there because I just throw some of the malathion on it. That's why they are moving. So I'm going to treat the bed one more time. All this area is sown with seed, with different seeds, so we don't want to put anything in there as yet. Again, until we wet it. It's a little dry, so we have to wait it. Just keeping you up to date on what we are doing. Alright, this whole area, entire area and the hillside has been cleaned, and we do that because we want to get some more seeds, or some of these seeds planted in this entire area. Alright, it's going to be a challenge still because we have to carry water to moist the soil for them to grow in. So over in that direction, that woody direction over there, it was like where we are now, and where we are now was like over there. So this area is now cleaned, so that's the area next. So I have a new machete, I'm going to sharpen it, and starting next week I'm going to come and do some preparation. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to wet the seedlings and treat the area for the pest and see what happens. Alright, so don't forget to like and to subscribe and to share our videos. Hit the notification bell, then press all. Alright, that way you will be notified as soon as we upload a video. So in a few months from now, or in a few weeks from now, this area should be all planted. Tomato, cabbage and sweet pepper, and over that area over there should be cleaned. The chainsaw is about to be repaired. Alright, so you have some nice banana tree looking like a planting, but it's not planting, it's banana. We have a sugar cane over there in the background. Alright, we have a pepper tree right there, and we have the cocoa, which is from what we make the chocolate. So here is a cocoa bean. Alright, most people don't know that cocoa is a bean. And there's a cocoa bean, that one is green. You can see the tree is loaded with blossom. Right, so we are going to prepare this the old-fashioned way. We're going to get a mortar and so on and pound the beans into chocolate bars. That we will share with you at the appropriate time. But for now, this is the cocoa bean. This is the red pod cocoa bean. Some are yellow, but when this one is ripe, it looks like a little red, and a little redness in it. Alright, so yeah man, So we prune it just to keep it clean. Alright. Okay. Yeah. That's what cut down the seedlings. So I'm going to retreat the area again to get rid of it. Alright. See that little bugger, that little squitter? Yeah man, so we sow some cabbage seed about 5 days ago, and we wet the bed with some water, and we are here like today to check out, tonight to check out what's happening. And this is what we found: a high rate of germination. So these are actually cabbage seedlings. They are out in the open. We didn't sow them in any seed tray. So what we'll have to do when we are going to transplant these, we'll have to wet the bed. So when we remove them, we don't pop the or break the root. So it's a percentage, a large percentage of them is already being germinated. Those are some that is just coming up, and I'm sure that there are some others inside there. So in a while we'll have to have sufficient prepare sufficient land space for these to be planted. All right. It's a pepper sucker, scotch bonnet. No, we have a problem because this is not the first bed that we hatch. We had some more here before, and we had the same rate of germination or hatching, as we want to call it locally. But we had what was shown, that little squitter looking like a grasshopper. We call them a cutter. They live in the ground. So even here where this is, without treating this area, they would be there. But we mix some malatan or malatian, whatever you want to whatever pronunciation you choose, and we use it to wet the bed, you know, with water. And therefore all those critters wouldn't be here now to eat the seedlings or to destroy the seed when we would have sown them. And this is why we have such a high rate. Alright? Here we have a celery, one that we are reaping from on a regular basis. Very green. All this is fertilized using the poop from the chicken coop. So when we scrape out the fall DD, as Jamaicans say, yeah, that's what we use for fertilizer. So even these canes, they didn't use any fertilizer that is sold in the store. We use what is recycled from the coop where the chickens are. Right? We have a few root of scallion here also. We're trying our hands with that. Have a piece of thyme, what we call it thyme. You always bite on your scallion. We have rosemary. Alright. Beautiful for tea. Very tasty. The smell is excellent. We have here some spinach. Alright. We have some spinach. We have some bags down there with the chicken poop. Okay. We have cane top that we are going to plant in short order. And we have here some yam head. Alright, these are white yam head and very soft, just like the sweet yam. We have some yam here that will be ready for reaping in about August. Right. And those right there will be ready for reaping in about probably May. And we have one root of cassava right there. Have another root of cane, sugar cane. We have a custard apple tree growing healthy and tall. And these are what we have cleaned out from the chicken coop. Right. So we just put it out here to burn and to, you know, kind of decompose a little before we use it. And this honey banana tree, or bumpy, is right here. The root is actually right where we dump the waste from the cob, and you can see how robust it is. All right. So over here we have some sweet pepper. I treat in the bed with water. Mix them all the time. Put in it, man. Let me do that. Alright, you have some malaton. I mix in the water. So these sweet pepper, there was a lot more of them, but the cutters would cut them down. So it's when we realized that that was happening, we started to treat the area. Alright, and this is the result of it. This is a planting. It look green now, but actually when it is mature, as it get more mature, the trunk of it, what you're looking at now, will be black, like my complexion black, or probably even darker. Here we would have sown some tomato seeds in this area. We haven't seen any of them as yet. I think tomato seed and somehow some hop choy. Here's a single tomato from the first set that we would have sown. There's a tomato coming up. All that you're looking at, well, these are not really anything. These are just bush. So we'll have to start treat the area from now by removing them. Dirt is very rough. Now these look to me like they are some pop choy seed, pop choy seedlings that was sown in this area. Alright, so a few of them coming up here. That's one down there. These are not it, these are just weed. That's not it either, but that can pull out. Okay. Alright. So we should see some more pop choy coming up. These are all sweet pepper, pop choy. Alright. And so if we move over to this side, is where we will put some callaloo. These are some, this year was first sow with some cabbage. We first put some cabbage here and they did not come up. So now we put some callaloo. We haven't seen them yet. And this is another of the planting. Alright, a black planting. But the entire bed. Alright. Now, this entire area now that you're looking at is now clean and just need to be refined. Lots of rocks and so on. And It's a slope, it's on a hillside. So as the sun rises, this area is lit. So the tomatoes especially will love this area. I've planted some cucumbers yesterday, last night, the night before last night, sorry, in this area. So that's where you're on a plant, one of the cucumbers. I haven't seen anything from them yet. Also, even though this area is look a little wooded, yikes, that smell. So some work was done in this area to cut down these trees. So all these trees were cut down a few days ago. So all of this area need to be cleaned, right? Need to be cleaned. I have a chainsaw which I will use to remove some of these trees here that I have not yet cut down, but underneath here is cleaned out all the way up there. So all of this that is left here will be clean on a daily basis. Because all of this will be used to cultivate or accommodate the cabbage and the callaloo and all that is sown down there. So it's just a matter of me getting the chainsaw to come and remove this. I'll use a pickaxe or a picker to dig up the area. So all of this going all the way down there, right? And then with the chainsaw I'll just trim off some of these limbs, trim off some of those trees so the sunlight can have direct access to them while we are here. Alright, so you're looking at the hill. Alright, so it's a matter of fixing the chainsaw, but we need to get under here clean up first. Alright, so all of this will be used to facilitate. Here we have some more compost, some more stuff from the crop. You notice we have trimmed some of these bananas because they're making it extremely difficult for the sunlight to come through. These will be removed and be planted in a different area because it is too thick here. So all of this land that is now cleared will be cleaned up. And some of those over there that is now still not cleaned will be cleaned. So this area this week will be cleaned. All of that up there. So some matter of just going through and just cut down those branches, and we'll use it to facilitate the planting of the seedlings. Right? It's a cocoa tree. Remember we talked about that in a, well, I think it's in this video. We would have mentioned it a little earlier. Here's another cocoa tree. So these will not be cut down, these will stay because they are also another source of income. We're trying to utilize as best as possible all the natural resources that we have, so we won't have to go to buy chocolate or any of those tea at the shop. Right? So this cane, see, ready? Alright, there's something happening here. Let me just clean it off and explain something here that some people will not understand. Actually, this skin from down here, whoa, bear with me here. Yeah, Alright. Alright, so these two canes, all these cane from down here, did when there was a seed, when they were seedlings like these one, little one, we call them sucker. As a matter of fact, this is a Salango cane, commonly called Todai in this area. So what these joints tell you, the length of them, is the amount of water they receive or the amount of rainfall in the time when they were small like this. So this would now show that the water at this stage was not as much as the water that they got at this stage, because the growth here is short, but as they grow taller, you see they start getting more rain, more rain, more rain, more rain, more rain, more rain, more rain. But after this, the rain started to decrease, 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 decrease to where we are now, because this is now March. Not much rain, so the growth rate is slower, right? So the joints are shorter. So sometimes you go in the cane field and you'd find long joint from here and then short joint here. So before the cane was mature, we have a period of drought. So maybe from here to here, you have some short joint, but as soon as it starts raining, you start having long joint. So you can tell that this area was in growth when there was not enough water. So you can tell by this cane the stages that it have gone through when the water was very, when the water was adequate compared to when it is now not so adequate. So here we have a dry period right here, and it is reflected in the joint. The same thing can be said about trees. If you should get a tree and you cut it across with like a saw, the ring in the tree, in the face of where you cut off, so you look at the ring now. So you cut this off and look at the ring. The narrower the ring in the tree shows that the dry period was for that amount of that time. And as soon as it started getting more rain and the ring now started to widen, you can see that the development of the tree happened there at a rapid pace because it got the amount of water it needed for growth. Alright, so the same thing that is reflected on the joint of the cane is reflected on the rings or the grain inside the tree if you should cut it across. Yeah? Alright, so a little bit of lesson there. Alright, so this cane, this one we will reap it in short order because it's not going much further from here. Alright.